Alex Eala, no one can surpass her. And today, we're going to reveal how Alex Eala went from a rising tennis star. No one can surpass her. She's not just a prospect, she's poised to become the most influential marketing phenomenon.
There's something happening around Alex Eala that even her biggest fans haven't fully understood yet. It goes far beyond trophies, rankings, or highlight reels. It's a shift, subtle, powerful, and carefully built, that turned a young tennis star into one of the most influential marketing forces of her generation in the Philippines and Southeast Asia. And the most fascinating part, Alex Eala didn't wait for the world to crown her. She engineered this rise long before everyone realized what was going on. Before the world labeled her a superstar, brands quietly saw something different. Eala wasn't just talented.
Hi everybody, it's Alex Eala here. I just wanted to thank you all so much for the support. The atmosphere these past few days have been completely amazing. It's crazy to think that I made my main draw debut here in 2021 and now I'm into the quarterfinals. It's such a full circle moment and I hope you guys can all support and come along on the journey.
She had presence. Even as a teenager, executives noticed the rare spark. She didn't freeze under pressure. She didn't crumble under attention. And she didn't need to learn how to communicate. She just had it. Behind closed doors, marketing teams whispered that she was commercial gold long before her first major breakthrough at the Junior US Open. This whispered belief wasn't just based on her forehand, it was based on her unflappable composure, a discipline forged far away from the courts of Manila. When I think about the trailblazers that came before me, I would like my legacy to be defined as someone who was obviously a great tennis player, but also someone who put just as much effort and work into her on-court things as I wanted to do off-court. I feel like being outspoken and caring about topics, and being vocal about certain topics is kind of what raised me in who I am. My training at the Rafa Nadal Academy, RNA, in Mallorca, taught me the work ethic, but it is my heritage that inspires me to be more than an athlete. Tennis is what I do, but it is not who I am. And I think that's what I would like my legacy to be. The discipline she speaks of is central to her market appeal. Training at the RNA meant adopting the legendary rigor of Rafael Nadal himself, a dedication to constant, quiet improvement, resilience under pressure, and ultimate professionalism. This isn't just a biographical detail, it's a brand promise. When Eala steps onto the court, brands are selling the RNA commitment to excellence, not just raw talent. This rigorous foundation is what allowed her to manage the massive pressure of representing 110 million Filipinos. Rumors even circulated that several companies tried to sign her as she was climbing the WTA ranks, believing she would explode in popularity sooner rather than later. Especially after becoming the first Filipina to reach a WTA 1000 semifinal and break into the top 100. And they were right. While fans were celebrating her victories, like the epic comeback at the US Open or the victory over high-ranked opponents, brands were preparing to build an empire around her name. They saw something in her that hadn't been seen in Filipino tennis since Felicissimo Ampon: global reach, cultural impact, and a magnetic authenticity that couldn't be manufactured. But that was only the beginning, because what came next proved that Alex Eala wasn't just entering the spotlight. She was about to own it. Nike was one of the first companies to truly understand the magnitude of Eala's appeal. They took a gamble, yes, but it wasn't blind faith. They saw her natural charisma, her ability to connect instantly with a camera, and her unwavering determination. The moment Alex Eala stepped into her first promotional appearance became legendary for its message. The latest commercial that is simply going viral isn't about raw power. It's about heritage and resilience. Nike, intelligently, created a campaign that celebrates Eala's Filipino identity. The clip shows Eala training, but the narration focuses on her journey of having to leave her country to find elite training and the weight of the expectation from an entire nation that sees her as a symbol of hope. This powerful narrative of sacrifice for national pride is infinitely more valuable than any standard product pitch. The climax of the commercial is a gesture that shocked everyone and became the headline. Before her Wimbledon debut, Nike sent Eala a personal gift, a hair tie featuring the national flower of the Philippines, the sampaguita. Not for commercial sale, but as an intimate symbol, a cultural anchor. Nike's message was clear. The sampaguita is more than the national flower of the Philippines. It is strength, it is belief, it is home, and today you carry it with you. The commercial, or the campaign that inspired it, went viral fast. TikTok, Instagram, X, and countless sports pages were flooded with clips. The reactions? Pure admiration. People weren't just watching the ad, they were studying it. The seriousness with which she spoke about representing her country. The calm confidence in her stance. The way she used tennis as an extension of her identity. Even marketing analysts were shocked. The campaign, focused on the sampaguita, performed exponentially better than standard athlete endorsements, especially in the massive brand-conscious Asian market. Some insiders claimed that her numbers rivaled, and in some cases surpassed, seasoned sports icons in terms of engagement per dollar spent. This specific gesture from Nike, a nod to her heritage rather than her ranking, was a strategic masterpiece, validating her role as a cultural leader. Eala didn't just promote a product, she turned a subtle gesture into a cultural moment that resonated deeply with the Filipino diaspora and global fans. And that moment opened the door to a new level of opportunity because once she proved she could dominate screens, every major brand, both local and global, wanted her. After Nike, the industry shifted. Eala wasn't just another rising star anymore. She became a marketing strategy focused on authenticity and national pride. Locally, a much-loved juice brand in the Philippines knew they needed her authenticity. They signed her for a campaign designed to inspire resilience, optimism, and pride among Filipino youth, cleverly tying their product to her image of national health and vitality. Again, the partnership wasn't random. It was about cultural alignment, leveraging her image as a clean, powerful role model. Next, the business sector saw her potential. While the market had to sift through exaggerated rumors of massive early deals, the truth is that her value, based on actual endorsements, skyrocketed. Brands were aligning themselves with her energy and her cultural moment. Each partnership wasn't random, it was chess. Brands weren't just using her image, they were aligning themselves with her values. Purity, simplicity, humility, and strength, the same values as the sampaguita flower. And fans noticed. Social media exploded with clips of her campaigns. Even people who didn't follow tennis suddenly knew who Alex Eala was. She wasn't endorsing products anymore, she was shaping a lifestyle. And that lifestyle was selling. But the biggest power move of her career was still coming. While she may not yet have her signature shoe, the fact that she has become a Nike focal point with customized treatment based on her heritage places her in an ultra-exclusive club. It is a milestone reserved for global icons who define generations. Analysts predict tens of millions in potential sales in the coming years when she hits her prime. Let that sink in. A Filipino tennis player, just breaking into the top 100, is projected to generate numbers that entire sports categories struggle to reach. This economic projection is largely driven by the power of the Filipino diaspora, a vast and highly engaged global community that rallies passionately behind its stars, ensuring massive consumption of any product endorsed by a national hero. Eala didn't just sell, she created a new benchmark. And from that moment forward, Alex Eala wasn't just a player. She became a brand architect. But there was one thing she didn't expect: the numbers that came after. Following her historic WTA Tour victories and her Grand Slam debut, Eala's social media didn't just grow, it detonated. Thousands of followers per week. Engagement jumped beyond anything seen for her age group. Her name trended repeatedly across platforms. Compared to other rising tennis stars, the difference is shocking. Some athletes have elite skills, some have charisma, some have endorsements. But Eala had all three, plus the magnetism of being a national pioneer. And she turned that combination into momentum no one else could match. Her campaigns didn't just reach people, they converted. Fans weren't only watching, they were buying, sharing, hyping, and reacting. She turned casual viewers into loyal supporters and customers. Marketing experts began calling her the first of a new generation, an athlete-influencer hybrid who could dominate sports and culture simultaneously. But while the world was praising her, another layer of pressure was forming around her success. With fame comes weight, and Eala felt it subtly behind the scenes. The weight of a nation carried her with dignity and determination. Despite training at the Rafa Nadal Academy, the most important thing she learned was the work ethic and how to be more independent. Her decision to relocate and train in Spain, far from her home, wasn't just for technical coaching. It was a demonstration of singular focus and commitment, a narrative point that deeply resonates with her sponsors. This self-made narrative reinforces her message of resilience. Today, Alex Eala is used as a case study inside marketing agencies, design teams, and boardrooms across Asia and beyond. Brands analyze what makes her campaigns work. Executives reference her during presentations. Social strategists break down her engagement patterns because Eala does what very few athletes can do. She moves culture and national pride. Her influence extends to fashion, youth lifestyle, sports identity, and even digital trends. She is featured in Filipino editions of international magazines, such as Tatler, recognized as one of Asia's leaders of tomorrow. She is treated as a long-term investment by brands. Her presence alone can shift sales trends, and she has the power to bring Filipinos to the stands in full force, as seen in the overwhelming support at the US Open. The formula: talent, vision, authenticity, and timing. It's the rare combination that turns athletes into icons. Most athletes can play, a few can charm, only a handful can do both. But Alex Eala does all that while building a brand powerful enough to influence the entire sports industry, carrying the pride of a nation with her. And this is just the beginning. Every sponsorship she signs pushes her further into global relevance. Every campaign she releases sets new marketing standards. Every victory, every speech, every post accelerates her growth. Rumors are already swirling about major fashion houses, eyeing her for upcoming collaborations. Some say she might be the next athlete to cross over into luxury markets. Others believe she's on track to become one of the highest-earning sportswomen of her era, thanks to a deeply diversified and culturally resonant portfolio. What's clear is this: Eala isn't waiting for the world to catch up. She's creating her own lane, and everyone else is trying to keep up. Talent made her a star, authenticity made her loved, strategy made her unstoppable, and if she's accomplished all this before reaching her career peak, just imagine what she'll do next.